So one of the main messages we've heard at this year's SDG Summit is that now as we pass the halfway point towards 2030, and indeed the first 10 years of the implementation of Agenda 2063 of the African Union, is that countries in the world are not on track to reach their sustainable development objectives by 2030. So this is calling now for renewed emphasis on implementation of plans that exist, more development financing, more partnering with actors who are on the ground who really help to push for change and tangible results. We as ECA support our member states in progressing towards the SDGs and the regional Agenda 2063. One way in which we do follow through on this support is through countries' national and local reviews of sustainable development progress. Now, one message that we're now relaying from the SDG Summit is to make sure that these reviews translate into action, into implementing national development visions, linking these with global commitments and renewed development and sustainable development financing. And one specific area that we're also looking at is making sure that national and local reviews reflect regional priorities. One such priority is making the most of the region's natural resource endowments and making sure that the global energy transition benefits Africa first and foremost regarding the resources that the region holds. So for example, to move into more renewables in order to build electric vehicle batteries, wind turbines and so forth, the world will need an unprecedented amount of lithium, cobalt, manganese, copper and so forth. Now, Africa holds 1/3 of all global mineral reserves, including in particular many of these green or so-called critical minerals. But the priority and the main question is how these we can transition beyond extracting and exporting raw minerals and instead add value to them, build mineral-based industries, firstly, and secondly, ensure that these resources help fuel the region's own energy transition. So ECA provides a host of support on these issues, including first and foremost helping to establish a regional battery and electric vehicle value chain, and we are working very closely with our member states in that regard. There are a number of events that are being held this week with a lot of renewed focus on critical minerals and resource-based industries in particular, and making sure that the region and other mineral producers truly realize more gains from their own natural resource endowments. In fact, this relates and links directly back to the SDGs themselves, because as we've seen time and time again, countries that successfully build manufacturing and high-value service sectors, this is the main way in order to reduce poverty, create meaningful jobs, and structurally transform economies. So ECA very much looks forward to continuing to work to support member states in that regard.